What's up, agents? Patrick Wolf here. Welcome to another Division 2 video. Today's video is going to be a different kind of video. The reason why I'm bringing this video out is because my comment section is always full of people that I don't think fully grasp certain aspects of the game. People are a bit confused as how certain talents work. They're always asking me, but this is not working, but how does this work? How did you get that? So this is just going to be a quick tips and tricks video for you guys just to answer a lot of the questions. If you are a veteran of this game in TU6 and you know this game very well, don't watch the rest of this video because you're just going to be wasting your time. This is for people who aren't really sure. Well, maybe you might learn something even if you are a veteran, because a few of the things I've learned recently as well. So I just would like to say thank you to everyone for the support. We've just hit 10,000 subs. It's been a hell of a ride. I'm not going to lie, guys. A lot of hours put into this, making these videos. It's very difficult, especially having a full-time job. I'm sure a lot of people understand how that is and how difficult it actually is. But anyways, I wanted to make this video to help you guys out. A lot of comments of people getting confused, like where do you get the pestilence? Why am I using certain talents when they think they don't work, what they actually do? This game is very buggy, so there's a lot of things that you might not know. Let's get into this video. So we're going to be talking about quite a few things. The first thing is going to be Mad Bomber. So Mad Bomber is something that people don't ever use that often, that I have never made a video about it. I've tested this many times and it has a UI problem. It's actually been patched recently, so it works a lot better than what it did. But if you guys didn't know, you're supposed to get 50% radius. Now, I used to test my builds and I just would see nothing. There would be no radius, it would be staying the same. But what I found was it actually would damage the enemies. So Mad Bomber has always worked. It has always been working, but the UI makes it a bit strange and difficult to proc. So like if you want to increase your grenade radius and you throw your grenade, it's going to be a bit frustrating because you won't actually know where it's going to hit, because it'll actually hit without showing where it's going to hit. So the developers have recently talked about this in the state of the game. It has been fixed, but it's always been working, but the UI was a bit buggy. Now, I wasn't really too sure about that until we started testing it a few weeks ago, because I wanted to put it on Negotiator's Dilemma build when it got updated in TU6. But clearly it was working, but it just didn't look good because it wasn't showcasing. So if we look over here, at the end of this tarpaulin, this yellow tarpaulin right here, I'm going to put my marker right on there. As you can see, it's only going up to that bottle on the left. We're going nowhere near the target. So if I go and actually put Mad Bomb on now and push the grenade button, you guys can see it's touching the targets. So it's way bigger. There we go. We're actually on the second row. So it's working now. The UI is working. It has always worked. I mean, look how massive this radius is. This could be a potentially really strong build, especially now with it being patched. Now, Negotiator's Dilemma has been patched a bit, but well, it's going to be fixed. I don't even think it's been fixed that well because people are still complaining about it. Launch a grenade target every 3 seconds. So we're going to have to see further changes because this could be an issue with the UI being fixed. But like I said before, I just want to let you guys know this has always been working. The next thing I wanted to talk about is something very important. Some of you guys need to hear because a lot of people don't understand the whole idea around a clutch and berserk and the relationship between the two. So guys, berserk and clutch have got nothing to do with each other. If I run a berserk build and I've got 400k armor, 300k armor, there's nothing wrong with that. Now, if you run a berserk build without clutch and you have low armor, because people think, okay, well, let's read it quickly. 8% weapon damage for every 20% of max armor depleted. What does that mean, guys? So when your armor gets depleted, you be able to shoot people, right? So the whole point of this is a failsafe. It is not for people. You shouldn't get your armor down on purpose. That's not what this talent is for. People say you need to run low armor with Berserk. That is completely false. That is a misconception. That's why I kill so many people in the Dark Zone, because they don't know how to run these two together. You cannot use Berserk. You cannot fully utilize the talent of Berserk without using Clutch. You have to use Clutch. If you don't use Clutch, you're going to have a very bad day, and it's not going to work out for you. I would recommend, if you're not using Clutch, always have high armor on your Berserk, because it doesn't matter. Your armor gets depleted so fast in this game anyway. You're going to get the same amount of damage. Don't worry about that. Clutch, the whole point of Clutch is to keep your health and armor up. 2% and 25%. So that's why if you run Clutch with Berserk, Now that's a different thing now. So Berserk by itself got nothing to do with how much armor you should have. When you're running Clutch with Berserk, you 100% should run low armor and high health because it has a higher percentage base raising for the health value. So I hope you guys understand that because a lot of people don't get it. And I know there's many situations where you can use this build. You can have low armor with just Berserk for the damage, but you're going to have a bad time. We're talking about face trading PvP builds here. Like if you want to make a Berserk build with low armor and get your armor down low in PvE, that's a different story. That's why with PvP builds, it's very important to understand that Clutch pairs with Berserk, you need to have high health because then you're going to be getting max utility from it. So I just wanted to clear that up for people. I hope you guys do understand that there's a relationship between the two, and if you have Clutch with it, then go for high health, low armor. If you don't have Clutch, you could do whatever you want, but don't go for low armor and high health. That does not make sense. You're going to get ripped to pieces. All right, so let's just move on because I just wanted to explain that because a lot of people had a bit of confusion with whether how to run it because this is through lots of testing and that's just how it is. So I hope you guys do understand that. The next thing I want to talk about is uh, well, this is a bit of a tip for you guys. I've been playing in the Dark Zone a lot lately, many hours. I'm sure a lot of my viewers know me in the Dark Zone. They're always calling me out, "Hey Patrick, oh you're useless. Your builds are useless." Well, they're all fun and games, but I've been testing a lot of things, and the problem in the Dark Zone now is a shotgun build where people have over 550,000 armor with a double barrel shotgun, and they two tap you. Even when I had 500,000 armor, they are two tapping me. So, how do you counter this, guys? I found a very good counter, and luckily enough, or for you guys, I'm going to be bringing that counter out very soon. It is a rifle build. You can two-shot someone with 550k armor, two shots, and they are down instantaneously. It's the best way to get rid of shotgun. Now, my pyro build, in my opinion, this is another tip I want to give us. Out of all the builds I've made and tested and tried, the pyro build is by far the strongest. Damage wise, utility wise, it's unreal. You heal yourself, you do massive amounts of damage. It's crazy strong. The pyro build is very good, but against those shotgun guys, because they're also tanky and dish out so much damage and move around so quickly, the rifle build is going to be instrumental to killing them very quickly. I have a quick little clip for you guys that I'll show you right now. It just goes to show how fast you can kill them with, and that build will be coming out in a day or two. So make sure to click that notification bell, and you guys will be seeing that. Another thing is, guys, if we go over here, the chem launcher, I get asked about this every single day, guys. So let's just get over and get these questions answered. So the this incinerator, right? The fire starter chem launcher. Now, when you shoot people, it looks like fire, right? It is fire, but that's the after effect. It is an explosive gas, guys. It does explosive damage, not fire damage. The fire damage is from the after effect, the status effect from the initial explosion. So when people say I'm 100% immune, your chem launcher will not hurt me. I one-shot them with this. Like if you have less than 300k armor and I hit you once with this with my pyro build, you die instantly. It's even if you're 100% immune to everything because it's not fire damage, it's explosive damage. So I just wanted to clarify that because so many people don't realize that. That's what makes it so strong. Obviously, the immunity will stop me from doing damage with my pyromaniac assault rifle, but you will still get the explosive damage. The way to mitigate this would be to run Negotiator's Dilemma and stack explosive resistance. That's the only way to do it, and which is not actually easy because you're hindering your build in other ways as well. All right, so the next thing I want to talk about are two talents on the mask. This is probably the most talked about thing in my comments section. Why are you running perfect concussion? It doesn't work with assault rifles. Guys, I don't know why people say that. It's probably because of the last line. Perfect concussion, headshots grant plus 20% headshot damage. Then they just see with marks and rifles. I understand. It works with every gun. It's 5 seconds with marks and rifle, 2 seconds with everything else. Sorry, my English is terrible. So if you look at my below my seeker mines there, it's procking, guys. You see there? It's procking. Bottom of my ammo bar. There we go. It works with assault rifles. It works with every gun. It's just it lasts longer with marksman rifles because obviously it's a longer fire rate. The fire rate is the worst out of any gun in the game. So clearly they would make it like that. So that's just to clarify that for you guys. The next thing is going to be certain guns have different mods. So if we look over here, the technician specialization has a special rail that goes with your gun. The Pyromaniac is a good example of this. When we are using Perfect Spotter, all right here. So Perfect Spotter, you don't actually have to use Pulse to activate the Perfect Spotter. And people say, well, how do you do that? There is a mod in the technician specialization, an underbell called a linked laser pointer. This pulses targets when you use the technician specialization to give you the damage from the pulse from Perfect Spotter. A lot of people question me and say, why do you use that? How are you pulsing people? This works very well. If I put that on my gun, because it has a certain mod slot here, I can use it. Some guns don't have it, some do. So whenever you're modding your gun, make sure you look at this because Perfect Spotter can be fully utilized using that. And as you guys can see, it pulses enemies. It's really, really good. You see there that he's been pulsed. He's been pulsed. You can see why it's glowing over there. So it really is a good thing to use, and that is how I get a lot of my damage from my pyro build as well. So that's just another little tip for you guys. The next thing we're going to be talking about is something that I actually mentioned recently. When we are using the Hollow Man mask right here, it has perfectly insulated. Now, you might have troubles getting 100% hazard protection from one piece. This will be the case with this. If you add them together, that's 50 plus 26, that's 76 plus 10, 86% hazard protection. Now you're probably wondering, oh, I've got to go roll it on somewhere else. No, you don't have to. Guys, you can stack insulated. You can stack it right there. It is stackable with the perfect one and the normal one. So you can stack insulated. These talents are stackable. A lot of people don't know that. And if we go quickly into my stats, we go to defense, it'll be right there, hazard protection 116. So that's just a quick little side note because I don't see people using that. They're trying to get hazard protection, and that frees up a whole bunch of slots for you to use. Instead of rolling hazard protection on your gloves, you can go for crit chance and things like that. Okay, so let's move on to the next little hint for you guys. So, just a quick note for the chem launcher. I actually forgot to tell you guys this. Now, in my streams, a lot of you guys were asking me how I am actually using my chem launcher and making it blow up by itself. So if you look over here, guys, you can actually blow this up. If you can detonate it yourself. So normally people shoot it or you shoot it, and that activates the cloud. If you double tap these, it actually ignites it by itself. So you don't even have to shoot it, or it doesn't have to be shot for it to activate. So that's just a quick little thing over there. So you can detonate these things whenever you want. That also further makes this skill extremely potent. Next thing is going to be Sawyer's knee pads. Sawyer's knee pads is probably one of the strongest pieces of gear in the game right now. And I just wanted to bring this up for you guys to give them a try. I used these in my Hollow Man. I think it was my Hollow Man build. You get 50% bonus armor, and it actually goes up the further away it is. The reason why these are so unbelievably strong is when you're rushing, if you need to move in PvP or PvE, you can just go there and have a massive, you can have 1 million armor, just over 1 million armor while moving cover to cover. You will become invincible. So these are very, very good. And if you guys don't know how to get them, you just have to just keep getting caches. Get as many caches as you can. Now, next thing. How do I get my caches so fast? I'll show you guys exactly how I do it. I can get about 10 caches every 10 minutes. The best way to do it, I know you guys are not going to like this. It's not farming. It's nothing like that. It is actually going into the ODZ. So you look where it's non-normalized and then fast traveling to this checkpoint right here. If there's nothing going on there, go to the southern section, find those players who like to camp outside checkpoints, killing other players. You go over there and you just pick them off one by one, and you'll have 10 caches within 10 minutes. It's a really good way of doing it, and it's more fun than going through missions for hours. So that's just a quick little thing for you guys. All right, so we're going to go over something else. The Artificer Hive is not being utilized by a lot of players. People will say, why do I use the Artificer Hive with my shield? You can make your skills so much stronger with this, guys. It is ridiculous. Make sure that you use this. An Artificer sends out micro electro booster drones that expend themselves to increase allied skills efficiency and refresh their duration. So if you're using a shield, I'm sure you guys saw it from my infinite shield build. It actually refreshes the health of your shield every few seconds. It's ridiculously strong. It makes your defender drone almost unbreakable. You can go through a whole challenging mission without your defender drone going down once. I don't know if you guys know this, but I made a build video about it, and it's actually unbelievably strong. So if you use the defender drone, if you like that skill, or any kind of drone, and you want that drone to last forever and not have to always wait and have a cooldown, use the Artificer Hive. It keeps it up and makes it so much stronger than you guys realize. Next thing we're going to talk about is something that I think a lot of people didn't know. It took me about, I'm not even going to lie, guys, about a month after the Nemesis came out for me to fully understand how to use this gun. People still don't know how to use this gun. I hope you're sitting there thinking, oh, I know how to use it. Oh, do you? Let me show you guys how to use it. If you do, that's good for you, but a lot of people don't. So you need to mark people with this gun. There's a whole bunch of writing. People don't even bother. So aiming at an enemy, this is what we're talking about here. Aiming at an enemy marks them as your nemesis for 15 seconds. Lets you see them through walls. Now, people don't realize how this works. Now, it's not just aiming at them. You have to aim at them for at least like 3 or 4 seconds for it to work. Your shots gain for whatever damage, and you get a lot of damage. This is how I got 12.5 million, and I know other players getting 18 million damage with the nemesis. So if you aim at an enemy like that, nothing's happened, right? You got to just sit there and hold it. It is a bit, you have to be very patient to do this. There, right there. Do you see that, guys? That means I'm getting the damage buff. So that's another thing. And the more it goes to the left, you see how it's closing down? The closer it gets, the less it gets. Now would be the highest amount of damage that you get. So that's how you hit those massive nemesis shots. So the pestilence is something that people were asking me in my last build video. How do you get the pestilence? I've gotten so many in a day. Like I think I've deconstructed at least 20 of these things. The best way to do it is go to the non-normalized invaded dark zone and go there and farm inside there. Just kill NPCs, do landmarks, and you have to pick one up within 2 or 3 hours at least. They are everywhere. You find them all the time. If you want to go and farm some players' extractions, go for it. But you shouldn't have a hard time finding the pestilence. If you do, you might just have bad RNG. Like for now, I'd go over here, just farm a bit of landmarks in the ODZ. See, it says a normalization disabled. Go over there, and you guys should be able to pick up a pestilence fairly quickly. Okay, so weapon base damage and things like that. I actually only found this out about 3 weeks ago. Well, obviously TU6 hasn't been out very long, but this is the last thing we're going to talk about. It's just a quick little tip for you guys. I'm sure you know if you didn't. So if we go into our weapons, now there's a whole bunch of options they added here. If you push the options button from this tab, a lot of people will say, well, that's not really your weapon's base damage, and that's 100% true. You can actually change your PvE and PvP talents as on and off. You can organize your loot over here, and you can show your base damage. So if I push on right there, there we go, guys. The Pyromaniac is got 11.542 plus 6,000. That adds up to my figure. So that allows you to see precisely how much damage has been added to your gun. It does give you a bit of a better showcase of the damage of your gun. So that's pretty much the video for you guys. I just wanted to cover a few questions and like hints and tips, tricks, and whatever you want to call it in the game. Kind of like a guide to TU6. It's more for beginners. If you guys know the game very well, I'm sure you knew it. Like I said in the beginning of the video, it's not for veterans, but if you guys did learn something, I really hope you did, because then I feel great, because I've been learning a lot of things lately, especially with gear and loot. I could bring out another video. I've got some more hints and tips. I want to keep this video a bit short, but I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more Division 2 content, and I'll be seeing you agents in the next one. Peace out, boys.